ever wondered what a data scientist actually does from start to finish? Not just the coding part, but the full journey. From collecting messy raw data to all launching something that works in the real world. Hey folks, welcome back to NIIT, where tech and growth are made simple. In today's video, I will walk you through the complete data science life cycle, broken into real-world, relatable stages. Whether you are a beginner or just data curious, you are going to walk away with a clear picture of what data science really looks like behind the scenes. Let's get started. Every data science journey begins with gathering the right kind of data. And no, more doesn't always mean better. It's about quality, not quantity. Depending on the problem, you might pull data from APIs, internal databases, scrap websites, collect sensor readings, or even use public datasets and survey responses. But what matters most is the data directly serves the problem you are trying to solve. For example, if you are predicting housing prices, you want details like area, number of rooms, and locations, not irrelevant info like someone's email address or favorite ice cream flavor. The goal at this stage is simple. Gather focused, usable data that sets the foundation of everything else. Here's the truth most people don't talk about. Raw data is messy, really messy. Cleaning it is the part that takes the longest, but it's also the most critical part of it. You might spend hours removing duplicates, fixing missing values, correcting data types, or dealing with extreme outliers. This process is called data wrangling, and it can eat up as much as 70 to 80% of your time on a project. But here's the kicker. Even the most powerful algorithm in the world can't fix bad data. Clean data isn't glamorous, but it's the difference between a failing model and a reliable one. Once your data is clean, it's time to get curious. Exploratory data analysis is where you start understanding what's going on under the hood. You are not modeling yet, you are asking questions. Are there patterns? Any unexpected spikes or gaps? Do some variables move together in some interesting ways? This phase helps you spot trends, detect relationships, and even uncover potential problems you didn't expect. You will use visual tools like scatter plots, histograms, and heat maps to paint a picture of your data. EDA is where insights are born, and where you start forming a strategy for what comes next. Now that you know what you are working with, it's time to shape your data into something a model can actually understand. This is where feature engineering comes in. You might transform dates into weekdays, group ages into categories like young or senior, or convert text into numbers using encoding techniques. What you are really doing is adding meaning to raw data, making it richer and more informative. This step often separates average models and great ones because the way you prepare and present your features can dramatically improve performance. Here comes the moment everyone has been waiting for, the modeling phase. This is where you choose an algorithm and start training it to make predictions. You split your data into training and testing sets. Pick a model, maybe linear regression, decision tree, random forest, or even deep learning, and then tune it for better results. But the goal isn't just high accuracy. What really matters is whether your model can handle new data, not just the stuff it saw during training. So, you will evaluate it using metrics like precision, recall, F1 score, or RMSE, depending on the problem. Remember, accuracy without reliability is just a vanity metric. Before you deploy anything, it's time to test your model's stability. Just because it worked once doesn't mean it will work again. Here you might run cross-validation to ensure consistent results, or use a confusion matrix to understand where your model is going wrong. If you are building a product, you might even run A/B tests to compare different versions in real-world scenarios. Validation is your safety net, the step that protects you from surprises when your model goes live. So the model works. Now what? Deployment is where your project becomes something real, something people can use. You can wrap the model in an API using tools like Flask or FastAPI, or turn it into an interactive app with something like Streamlit. Hosting can be done on cloud platforms like AWS, Google Cloud, or Heroku. And you are not done yet. You will need to monitor the model to track performance, watch for concept drift, and even set it up to retrain automatically if needed. A deployed model is no longer a portfolio piece. It's a working product with business value. Models are like living systems. They evolve, break, and need updates. Maintenance means retraining your model with new data, adjusting to changes in user behavior, and creating feedback loops so the system keeps getting better over time. It's not a set it and forget it job. Long-term success depends on how well your model adapts in the wild. And there you have it, the full data science lifecycle, from raw data to deployed product. This process isn't just about algorithms, it's about solving real problems step by step. If this video helped you understand the bigger picture, give it a like, hit subscribe, and tell me in the comments which state excites you the most or challenges you the most. Catch you in the next one. Until then, keep learning, keep building with data.